Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Jam-packed show for today. I'm super excited. We're going to discuss today's cool CPI print, what it means for our crypto bags. Market's loving it to start with here. We're going to talk about the continued surge of hype amidst the USDH hyper liquid stablecoin wars. And we're going to talk about Cyberkongz Kong airdrop this morning, which I just tried to claim. And for whatever reason, I am now suddenly ineligible. So I'm going to be crashing out here if I can't claim my 1650 Kong, which I am due for being an NFT trader on OpenSea in the bear market. I traded $30,000 worth of volume when nobody wanted NFTs. I deserve this airdrop, and I deserve it now. If you're listening on Spaces, give us a like, give us a bookmark, give us a comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about today. Actually, let us know what tickers you might want us to buy. We're going to do a little rhythm action during the show today at some point.
In the rhythm of the night. Whoa.
All night. YouTube, give us a comment. Let us know what's up. Maybe Cashmere can trash Clemente a little bit today. Why not?
What?
Why not?
Why, Ray? You know, I was having a good morning before that.
It's Ray, a tremendous morning. No matter what Cashmere does, it's going to be a good morning. I can guarantee you.
I just claimed 15,000 Kongs. Sold it at the Pico Tom, made $15,000.
Kicks, how you feeling today? How's your week been?
Absolutely phenomenal. Having the bet. Just so much has happened since we last talked. First off, shout out to all the Spotify listeners, specifically my boy Tommy, who has started to listen to our show on his commute to work every morning. He thought I was easy. And he texted me, he said, "How fucking rich are you, man?" And I'm like, "No, that's not me." He's like, "Well, you guys sound really alike." I'm like, he listens to him a day after. So I'm like, Thursday, you'll hear me. I'm Kicks. I'm not rich like Easy. But bought the SUV, wife SUV locked in.
Let's go. Right? What'd you go with?
Suburban,
nice.
So
nice.
Locked in. Now I'm just focused back on making that money. Did a live stream yesterday on the TrackMan Sim. It was an absolute blast. I played 36 holes in 2 hours. My back is fucked right now. Absolutely fucked. But it was a blast. I did great. Shot a +9 through 9 bogey golf, and then somewhere in the back 9, I hit it into a bush, and like it kept hitting a branch in the bush, and it took 4 shots to get out of the bush. It was absolutely disastrous. And then Hyperliquid's pumping, so that's making me feel absolutely phenomenal. And hit a fucking dinger on a prediction market, so I'm doing good.
Love that. I started watching your show and I was going to keep listening to it. I was doing a little bit of mulching out front, but I couldn't. It didn't do justice just listening to it like in my pocket.
Yeah.
So I need to catch up on it today and watch you around. I'm pretty excited.
I'll send you some funny clips so you can make fun of
me. Love to see it. Clemente, how you feeling today?
Feeling good. You know, we're seeing a bounce in the prices. Feeling focused. You know, sometimes I get a little emotional when I trade, when things are volatile, but I feel at peace right now, which I think
my buddy Tyriel said Clemente's the best. He said Clemente is my absolute favorite. And he said the guy makes a lot of content on his Lostborn, but he's like, this guy has to be making money because you know what I mean? Like he's got to be actually good. Because if he has enough money to throw around on these things and lose money, he's got to be making money somewhere else. You have to take the fucking compliment, Clemente.
Well, no, I appreciate that. I do most of my money I make through just buying and holding the majors. And then I have a little gambling stack that I sprinkle around here and there. I sprinkle it a little bit here, sprinkle a little bit there. I have made a good amount of money from some meme coins, but I do end up losing most of it in other trades.
Cool. I mean, that's how it works. I mean, if you're spending a lot of time in meme coins, like hit big on one play, then you overtrade into like 3 or 4 other smaller conviction trades. You're like, where'd my stack go? I run into that problem a lot with my meme coin bag.
Meme coin trading is so hard right now. unbelievably difficult. So if you're making money trading meme coins and you're not like one of these big traders that just farms the copy traders, I have an immense amount of respect for you.
Should have just longed pump. That's the easiest meme coin ever to buy. Meme coin derivative, meme coin superlative.
You know, I actually came at peace and I was like, I'm just gonna buy some just to buy and hold some. I bought it, I think like $3 billion, bought a few $1,000 of it. So I'm feeling good about that buy.
I was thinking the other day, like obviously hindsight 2020 bias, right? But like 2 weeks ago, it was at the market cap of what Virtuals was at its peak. And it has way more mind share distribution, you know. And it's got the buyback game going. So
well, and they just are finding new ways to skin a cat over and over again. Like the creator capital markets, they're just pulling narratives out of their asses and getting people to believe in random shit over and over and over again.
Well, I'm doing my, Q4 research. As much as I'd hate it, if you hate something, it's more likely to be the meta. And as much as maybe I wouldn't like it, I could see the streamer stuff, creator coin stuff being a potential Q4 meta, just because I think one thing I've been starting to realize is like what's digestible to the newcomers, not the crypto crazy, people like us, right? And like creator coins, that's like kind of easy for these people to quantify. Be like, okay, this guy's getting this many live views. He's got this content, whatever. Similar to prediction markets. Like my buddy Tommy, after hearing everything, the most thing he was interested in was prediction markets. Because I think that's just something that is easier to understand than like, oh, you got to buy this random ass meme coin. And they're like, what the fuck? But it's like, oh, you bet on the Fed rates going down. They're like, that makes sense to me. So I could see the streamer content, whatever, internet capital market, whatever things that could be the Q4 meta. It's on my list.
The creator capital markets?
It's on my list as a potential Q4. That's the meta narrative.
I don't hate it. I think we just need more marginal buyers that consume, like we need the people that consume content to buy coins, that buy coins to increase by like 1,000x. Because right now it's just people go viral, but the percentage of people that would be a buyer of the token or would even know that the token exists, like 0.1% of the audience.
What we got to do is we got to factor in Clippers into the tokenomics.
Yeah, you're not factoring Clippers. Everyone's going to quit Uber and start clipping tweet or clipping videos.
I mean,
so fucking hard right now.
If I was an Uber driver, I would pivot into clipping.
Here's the thing: why we shouldn't pivot into clipping is because it's going to be dominated by Indians, and they're doing fine from a GDP perspective. Okay, they're already crushing it. Okay, top 5 GDP. They don't need any more.
We've got a lot to talk about. Kicks, you got that weather report up? Want to hit this up and then we'll keep rolling through.
Yeah, I always got it up, man. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Wednesday, September 10th, the day before the Twin Towers collapse. The majors are up on the day with Bitcoin over 113K, Ethereum at 4360, Solana at 223. I think these things are pumping even more as we talk about it. Hype just under $55. Over the past 24 hours, the US PPI data was released this morning and came in below estimates. The PPI rose 2.6% year over year, which was well below the 3.3% estimate. Odds for 3 rate cuts this year has become the favorite on prediction markets after this data was released. It turns out the dementia president was fraudulently just putting out fake numbers for a year, and now we're going to have to recover. 50 bips may be on the table. Next up, proposal wars for stewardship of the hyperliquids USDH stablecoin heated up. Athena threw in their hat in the ring, submitted a proposal. Paxos juiced up the proposal to include PayPal and Venmo support. Despite this, Native Markets has maintained their 77% lead on prediction markets. Finally, Jack Butcher announced Art Block's curated drop Gas Wars coming next week. The collection will have a supply of 500 pieces and will feature a new mechanic with 500-second mint windows on each piece. That's it for your weather report. Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always kicks. I haven't really looked into this too much. I just have like the high level TLDR on Gas Wars, but a Jack Butcher art blocks curated sounds like it could be one of the better art blocks curateds to own, especially since it's going to be one of like the last two. So this is super interesting here.
I had a gas war after going to this Mexican restaurant last night for Taco Tuesday.
My wife made chili on Sunday. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's fucking popping off, dude. Sounded like, Machine Gun Kelly.
What are we looking at here, Ray? What the hell is this shit?
I have no idea. This is like way over my head. Phase 1, Gas Wars.
Dude, didn't Jack Butcher launch a Zora coin? What's the price of that?
Oh,
probably not great.
It looks like so Gas War number 0, the first one is going to be sold via a 24-hour zero reserve auction. So this is like NFT number 1 out of the collection. Any bid received in the final 5 minutes will extend the auction by 5 minutes. Give me a guesstimate on what this is going to go for. I'm going to say 20 ETH.
I couldn't tell you. I've no idea what art. So people for some reason love Jack Butcher so much. They love everything he does. He's figured out a way to launch tokens, create more work, but do it in a way where it gets attention. And people are like, I love Jack Butcher so much. And no other artist in the space has that much like continuous work they're dropping and it still gets attention. Maybe Xcopy would be the other one.
People love Australians, dude, in the crypto space.
A lot of Australians in crypto.
Yeah.
Sleeper domination by the Aussies. Country.
Yeah.
Gas Wars creates 500 combat simulations priced linearly from $0 to $499, each representing the cost per bullet fired at an aircraft. The remaining 499 simulations are available for 500 seconds only. Each simulation fire fewer bullets and face better survival odds than more expensive late scenarios. But expensive simulations reveal more information about destruction patterns. Low prices may trigger network congestion. The Gas Wars that defined early art blocks curated releases. The algorithm generates aircraft that may emerge damaged, destroyed, or absent entirely. Expensive pieces that face hundreds of bullets provide the richest data about vulnerability, even as they're least likely to survive. Collectors may rate
DARPA? This is the DARPA funded?
No idea what's going on here with this. It sounds like the more people who bid shoot more bullets at the plane. If the plane gets knocked down, you just get a blank artwork or something.
Go on, I mean something.
What are we talking about right now? Also, I was not eligible for this dumbass Cyberkongz airdrop, even though it told me it was eligible yesterday.
Yeah,
dude, Cyberkongz, screw you. Screw you. Why are you don't you already have a token? This banana fucking bullshit ass token you launched 4 years ago. Now you're launching another one. Okay, and that's totally fine. And this new one you're diluting and giving yourself an additional 30%. But it's okay because you're airdropping 4 cents to people that used OpenSea, and then you don't even give it to them. Yo, screw you, Cyberkongz.
Well, they have words for you. Sorry.
Bitch ass.
Unhappy emoji. Yeah, I was eligible yesterday, and I mean, I'm definitely eligible for whatever metrics they have. If anyone has been able to claim, give us a comment. I'm seeing a lot of other people with the same issue. Dan's Crypto in the comments. I was eligible. Now I'm not weird. The claim expired after they made me tweet. They had limited claims. I had 3 wallets eligible. Only 1 wallet today. No more claims. All claims taken. So, like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, they launched a rune. Remember that? That thing is gone. All right. Awesome. Screw you.
Well, yeah, let's send Cyberkongz to 0 then, right?
They're already going to be a 0 anyways. And, like, I love how right before, like, a few weeks beforehand, they just randomly started airdropping free Cyberkongz to people in the NFT space. People were like, oh my God, thank you so much, Cyberkongz. I love you. Oh, wow. 28. There you go. All right.
This thing launched at 30 mil, ran to 48 very quickly, and is now dumped all the way down to 27. So any buyer is in the red at this point if you bought this token. This is quite the chart at this point. Moving on. I mean, we have more interesting things to talk about. PPI data, super cool this month. It came out after essentially being very hot last month. We had basically were like all-time highs across the board, and then PPI data came out like mega hot in August, and that caused like a sell-off all the way across the board. And people said like, "Hey, is this cycle over? Like, what's going on here?" This month, we saw a cool report. We have CPI coming tomorrow, which is a more important data point, but this one shifted markets a bit. Right now, we're looking at 3 rate cuts. Now, the favorite on prediction markets in terms of likelihood for this year. We saw a divergence here after the news was released this morning. We're looking at 43% chance for 3 cuts, 20 or 36% chance for 2 cuts. So if you add them together with that 79% chance that we get at least 2 cuts, no cuts is basically at 0. So that's a losing bet for me that I made earlier. My main question though is, do we get a jumbo cut in September?
Jumbo cut. I like the sound of that.
Yeah. So we're at 17% on a September jumbo cut, basically meaning 2 rate cuts, 50 bips during September. It was at 14% prior to the PPI data. It's now at 17. We have CPI tomorrow. I think we're expecting 1 cut. I'm curious, Kicks, if we get a double cut, like, are we going to see like some silliness going on here next week?
Probably yes. I think it depends on how they frame it. Like if 50 bips is like an emergency cut because they're freaking out, I don't think markets like people freaking out. If they say, hey, the Biden administration was releasing fraudulent jobs data, and so we're behind on cutting, and we just need to cut 50 bips to get where we need to be. And it's not like we're panicking. It's just like we were making our decisions based off of the wrong data. That would be very bullish.
I feel like I would lean that is the more likely of the 2 explanations that they give, being that when we listened to the Jackson Hole speech live here, he was really pointing at jobs being the driver of shifting.
And they came out. I saw a tweet with revisions. Basically, there was no jobs growth at all during the last year of the Biden administration. And then the beginning of the Trump administration, when they were faking the numbers, the lady that got fired, and saying that we had really strong jobs, that was all fraudulent as well. So there's been no jobs created in the past year and a half. So they should have been cutting in March when Trump was saying to cut. So yeah, I mean, 50 bips is definitely on the table. I know that Jerome Powell I think he really cares about like structured ways of doing things, where I could see him just being like, we're just going to do 25 bips September, October, November, 75 bips total. So that's where the play that you were talking about, where you can bet on 75 bips or 100 bips total. I would take both of those. I would take the 3 or the 4, the 3 and the 4. Because if he does 50 bips now and then 125 bips before the end of the year, that's 75. Or if he decides to break it out and say 25, 25, 25, you get to 75. And then if they're super aggressive and they go like 50, 25, 25, or they go 25 for the next 4 months, you would.
There's only 3 more meetings. There's not a meeting in.
Oh, there's no Christmas break.
There's a December, but it's not a November.
Yeah, so then I would just put my money on the 75, the 75 and the 75.
I like the moonshot though of so if you're,
I wouldn't do the 100 if there's only 3 meetings.
Well, so say you're somebody like, what's the better bet here? 4 at 8% or looking at
just
September,
like the no on the 2?
I was thinking like the Fed. So the Fed December 50 bips is 17, but the 4 is 8%. If we get a double cut in September, you really think they would pause rate cuts in October and December?
I don't know. This is not my area of expertise, but I think that's why the 75 bips is priced where it's priced, because that factors in you getting 325s or 150 and 125.
You'll see. I don't know how quickly the rate cuts are going to like shift data to make them stop. It's not my expert area of expertise either. But I was thinking about taking the 50 bips for September, but now I might rather take the 8% 4 cuts as like, because if we get 2 cuts in September, that 8% go to is the question.
Yeah.
I'll have to figure out the math in my head.
Yeah.
Continuing to see money flowing on the 50 bips here. We'll see what happens. Coins like it. Bitcoin up on the day, 113.6. Nice green candle up 1.6%.
You know, I got 3-to-1 odds on Bitcoin not dropping below 100K on Polymarket
For the month of September?
For all of 2025.
Nice. And you took this, I guess, after June.
Yeah, I took this like a week ago.
Okay.
Maybe 2.5.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. I mean, that's like Black Swan type things.
Yeah, no, I took the no. I don't think it's going to go below 100K.
Right.
I'm getting 2.5-1 odds on that. That's like good odds. You know what I mean? I think going into Q4 and we're getting closer to that, and we're rate cuts on the horizon. I think the likelihood that this dumps below 100K is very low. So I'll take a almost 3x on that. Happy with that.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. I was saying like it would take a Black Swan to like lose that bet.
Yes. Yeah.
Q4 is so bullish. Like everyone's going so bullish in the Q4, and then it looks like the monetary policy is going to like line up perfectly with that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Looking at other coins that have been pumping, let's go over to the Hype token here. New all-time highs, approaching new all-time highs. I mean, we hit it today. We hit a new all-time high of 55.67 on Hyper at 54.90 right now. Coming on good news from the Fed, and also like additional bullish proposals for like their stable coin. Seeing a ton of demand for this right now. We talked about Athena throwing their hat in the ring. Athena's been all over the place. I think they just partnered with Mega ETH for a stable coin over there. They've been one of the hot narratives. And then we saw Paxos. They had a proposal in, and they up their proposal, made it a little juicier with a V2 here, where they're saying they're basically just like really catering here. They're saying Hype is going to be listed on PayPal and Venmo. They're going to be USDH free on-off ramps. Global payments integration across Braintree, Checkout, Venmo, Hyperwallet, Zoom. Increased rewards, global scaling incentives. So basically saying, like, hey, like get in this Hyperliquid. We're going to get you on Venmo. We're going to get you on PayPal. We're bringing you to the masses. So this is like a really cool situation. Like, I don't think we've ever seen something like this with like these companies courting a protocol in public like this to try to get like business and market share.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Clemente, go ahead, please.
Why does anyone? This is the uneducated question.
Mm-hmm.
Why does this matter? Why do they want the USDH listing so bad, and why are they competing for it? Versus why wouldn't it just be like a bidding war for it, like everything else? Classic auction.
Yeah. So the thought process here is that right now the primary stablecoin on Hyperliquid is USDC, right? And USDC, all of the yield is going back to Circle, right? And so what they're saying is let's get a native stablecoin where the issuer that's chosen is going to use that yield to benefit the Hyperliquid ecosystem.
Beautiful.
So, so some of the proposals are like, cool, we're going to use the yield to buy back Hype.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it would allow like more value within the Hyperliquid ecosystem to be captured. The current favorite is so basically, like if you're a Hyperliquid maxi, you would want to use USDH instead of USDC because you know it's going to benefit your bags. Right now, the current favorite is Native Markets. It's a guy behind. It's one of the guys that like invested early on in Hyperliquid, very deep in the community. So that's the favorite right now. It has the most validators that have endorsed it. Their model is like 50% buyback on yield would buy back Hyperliquid, and the other 50% would go to like quote unquote growth incentives. And so there's them, there's Paxos, there's Athena, and there's a couple other proposals. Really, it's coming down to Paxos and native markets. So native markets has like ironically, it doesn't have really the community backing. It has the like validator team kind of like big money behind Hyperliquid backing. Because when you look at the two things, and this is what is super interesting to me and I love, is that you can like research these things and look at these things. So like Paxos did PayPal stablecoin. Paxos did Binance's BNB stablecoin, right? These are very big dogs. And Paxos has all of the regulatory approvals and everything like that so that they could do a stablecoin like Circle, meaning that it's like US Treasury backed, right? And it would be able to be minted on the chain itself, right? So there would be, right now, all Hyperliquid liquidity is bridged, right? So like Paxos would allow money to actually be like natively in the ecosystem, which is what I think is very powerful. That's why I think Paxos Labs is the best choice, because they're the most reputable, experienced team, and their model is most bullish for hype, and it gets native stuff on. Native markets, they would be bridging the liquidity in.
I understand. So who are the leaders right now?
So the leaders is
native market
up here.
Is native markets.
Yeah,
but Hyper, which is one of the bigger validators, is doing a community vote on.
Oh no, that was a very important part, and we just had a freeze on kicks.
Oh shit, sorry. Paxos has Hyper, which is a big validator, is doing a Twitter vote, and Paxos is winning that by a large margin. And so the thing is it's not just number of validators, it's validators weighted by their stake. And users that are staked can switch their stakes during the voting period. So if you're staked to a validator and they pick native markets and you like Paxos, you can switch your staked hype to a Paxos validator. So there could be 10 validators for one of these options and only 5 for another one of the options. But if those 5 have more hype staked behind them, it would win. So a lot of people were like, oh, this is just like validators, they get to choose. No, like anyone that owns hype and has it staked is able to move their vote. Like there's a validator that voted for Athena. So if you want Athena and your validator picked Paxos, you can unstake and stake to that one and get more weight behind Athena. But yeah, I think it definitely looks like native markets has the lead as a hype holder. I like Paxos. And also Paxos was just an absolute cook. If you did your research and you realize like you could go into Discord and you could see in Hyperliquid, they had the threads for all the different proposals, and Paxos had by far the most amount of likes and comments. And then when you looked at people talking about it in the chat, Paxos was the most favored amongst the community. And so you could, if you did that research yesterday, you could have gotten Paxos at 5 cents on Polymarket, and it ran up to 40 cents overnight, 8x. And I looked at the volume at 40 cents, and you could have cleared thousands of dollars at 40 cents. Then it went all the way back down, and then I think the hyper poll, community poll on Twitter showing Paxos being a leader is what then pumped that back up to 25 cents. So nice underdog play here, where you could have made like a 5 to 8x on a decent amount of size. But yeah, it's very interesting. Either way, whoever wins, the moral of the story is that now the billions of dollars sitting in stable coins on Hyperliquid, the yield from that could be used to fuel additional buybacks for Hyperliquid, which could amount to $100 million a year plus whatever. It really depends on just, how they,
what I like? Well, Kicks, that was a fantastic breakdown. I answered exactly what I wanted and more. And I also like, what I've started to realize that I like about prediction markets is the fact that it's not a whales game. Like, in fact, actually, the more size you play with, the harder it is to play.
Yes.
Because with a lot of these plays that have lower volume, you know, you can't buy that much size at a specific price without the price going up.
Yes.
Right. So it's actually harder to play with more than like $1,000, $5,000 versus on the flip side with like meme coins, the more size you play with, the more of an advantage that you have because you can manipulate the price and make it go up and then kind of dump.
Yes.
That's
the
is
nice thing about
actually
prediction markets. There's like, you cannot manipulate in that way, shape or form, at least not easily. But these kinds of markets are my favorite on prediction markets, like politic markets, right? Or like movie markets. There are very sharp people that trade these things and do a shit ton of research and make a lot of money. And I know those people will eat my lunch. But on these types of like crypto markets, I feel like I can have more of an edge. You can do more research. And also your counterparties, like if you look at all of the people betting on the hyperliquid thing, I only counted one whale, like one poly market whale outside of just betting on crypto stuff, right? The rest are just people that have only bet on hyperliquid markets or have only bet on crypto markets. What's also interesting is like the feedback loop that you get on prediction markets into these like active discussions and things, right? So there's people in Hype Discord that are like sharing the poly market thing, right? And being like, looks like native markets is winning, right? So prediction markets almost can create these like feedback loops, right? Where people are betting on one thing and then people in decision making may look at that as, you know, as like a way to think. But also I think that a lot of this stuff is someone's like, dude, native markets is the play, right? Because like they got hyperliquids backing. And then there's a bunch of copy traders that'll just trade off of that narrative. And it may not be grounded in reality. And so I think you can get a lot of mispricings. Like yesterday with Paxos at 5 cents. It's like, why is when Paxos was at 5 cents, Athena was at 30 and native markets was at like 60. And everybody in the Discord was trashing Athena. So that was like the easiest short you could have made. And everybody liked Paxos. So you could have made an easy play there, long Paxos, short Athena, and could have printed. And that was all just based off of just going into the Discord and seeing what people were talking about. You know, it didn't require like hours of research. It took me like 30 minutes to be like, no one wants Athena in the community. People think that native market's going to win, quote unquote, because it's rigged. I don't think it's rigged, but they were saying that. And then people were like, Paxos is the best solution. So just based on that little bit of research, it's like, gobble up some Paxos shares here, you know, short Athena.
Yeah, I mean, right here was that point. 61% Athena, 38% native markets, 6% Paxos. People saw the Athena name pop in and said, oh, damn. They're going to win. Immediately spike that to essentially the favorite, which is wild.
Yeah, because what Hyperliquid really cares about is they don't want like mercenaries. They want people that are aligned with the Hyperliquid ecosystem. And Athena has like made no contributions to Hyperliquid whatsoever. So they just look like a mercenary coming in trying to, you know, make some money versus native markets obviously is very aligned with Hyperliquid. And Paxos has contributed to multiple projects on Hyperliquid already. So those both of them have showed that they're Hyperliquid aligned. So, but yeah, it's super interesting. Also, like the spreads on this stuff was wild. So market makers feasted on that market.
Yeah, there's big spreads still on it right now. Hype over $55 now. Just continuing to cruise up. I mean, we could argue about who's going to win it. I think no matter who wins it, between native markets, Paxos, like I think it's good for Hyperliquid, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Better maybe if Paxos wins, but
yeah, if either of those two win, it's going to be very bullish Hyperliquid. It's just going to mean more value is captured and accrued to the Hype token. And it's really kind of preference, I'd say, between those two. You can make an argument for Paxos. You can make an argument for native markets. And the cool thing is at the end of the day, they are allowing the community to decide because the validators vote, but you can change your stake. So if the community thinks one solution's better than the other, they have real influence here. So it's cool to see that, kind of decentralized voting.
I'd love to see it. Moving from the majors all the way down the risk curve to the meme coins, we're going to take a quick look over at our friends over in Rhythm. If you haven't started trading on Rhythm, you need to be trading right now. Odalgos.com/rhythm to skip the wait. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of this platform in case you haven't seen us use it before. This is the best meme coin tool for discovery. They have some interesting new and unique things. First wave, signal surge, holding strong, survivors. So essentially, first wave catches tokens early that essentially can be potential runners. They do different checks. They look at dev holdings. They look at bundlers. They look at supply, top 10 holders, what the buy patterns have looked like. And they remove tokens that are very clearly rugs. They save you time looking at like a meme scope and having to sort through all of the junk to find what's good. They also have something called Signal Surge, which goes through the coins that they have highlighted and essentially shows you all of the big buys. Looking at first wave, we bought this one yesterday on stream. This was a big winner. This is the kindness coin. This is a streamer who donates all of his earnings to other streamers who are very small, essentially. So he streams on Pump Fun. He also donates money to small streamers and like clips their reaction videos.
That's pretty cool.
We brought this up on our stream yesterday. I bought into this. I think, what am I up now? 56%. So right around 2 mil. This was called on first wave at 288K. So if you bought this and held, you're up almost a 10x on kindness coin. You can see some of these coins do due diligence. Not every one of them is winners, but it does do a great job of catching a basket of coins, and then from them you have to determine like, hey, which one is going to be the runner. But it saves
Justice
you so
for
much.
Arena was a cook, dude. That thing's up like 4x.
I mean, this.
Overnight.
I mean, I posted about this. I didn't know what happened here. This is like a brutal situation.
Yeah.
This one, they caught this at 82K. It's now 24 million.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend too much time highlighting this because this is a very controversial one. But yeah, obviously, if you're all,
I mean, it's fucked. This is, how is this going to 30 mil? It makes no sense. Or 40 mil, whatever it is.
Yeah,
and Ray accidentally posting like, yo, you faded my car.
Yeah, I didn't know. I saw it on his dashboard. I was like, damn, like they caught this early. And like people were like, you're a sicko. You're going to hell. And I was like, oh no, what did I do? And like I got back and I had like a DM from Signal. Signal's like, what are you doing, Ray? I was like, oh no, I didn't look at it. I don't know what it was.
That's hilarious.
I didn't.
Why is it controversial? I don't get it.
Well, because she got murdered on the train.
I know, but why is like the meme coin? Because it's. I'm saying I get why that getting murdered on a train.
Her family and like hearing news about a meme coin about her is like pumping. You know,
well, maybe they donated the fees to her family or something. Did we guys talk about 6-7, like the young kids? I talked to my neighbors about this last week.
They were like, we talked about this yesterday, and I felt like a boomer.
One of them was like a teacher at the school, and they're like, all the kids at school are saying 6-7, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. And then yesterday I saw 6-7 went to like an 8 million market cap or something. I'm like, dude, anytime I hear about shit like this in real life, I need to go see if there's a meme coin.
It went higher. It went even higher. Binance tweeted 6-7 yesterday and sent it. We were looking at this on our stream after the pump. So like we missed the opportunity here.
You know, you're a boomer like me when you're like Googling, like, what does 6-7 mean? And it was like, you know, get out, like maybe it means get out of here. Holy shit.
ChatGPT. Okay. Think hard.
So just so I can cope, Ray, tell me where it was at last Thursday, because that's when my neighbor told me about it.
Oh no.
Thursday was the 4th.
It was at 4.3 million.
There you go.
Binance gave you exit liquidity pump over 26 mil yesterday.
I make my kids give me a daily meme report.
Well, so my wife is like on TikTok, kind of, but like isn't in the kind of TikTok that would like show memes. And she also
she's seeing like puppies and cooking and like, you know.
And she teaches in high school. So like I ask her things. I'm like, hey, have you ever heard of like XYZ? Are your kids talking about XYZ? But like I never get like good inside like alpha early on these sort of things.
6-7 because it takes 2 to 6-9. That's a okay. I like that.
Oh man, I was looking at some of these. So the thing with Kindness Coin, so I bought this yesterday, and the only reason I caught it is because I saw it pop up on Signal Surge. So we saw it pop up on Signal Surge, basically showing that there's big buys for filtered tokens, and then we looked into it more. And we're like, oh, this is a really cool idea. So that's what brought my attention to Kindness Coin. Another big feature for Rhythm is the Signal Surge. I was looking at First Wave, and I saw this one was interesting. Rebel Flag. This is like a Nepali, like I guess I don't really know what's going on in Nepal, but apparently some sort of like protest movement where they're like flying flags with this skull and crossbones and straw hat. I think I'm just gonna buy this and sell at the end of the show and see what happens.
Straw hat flag, is that communist or anti-communist?
I have no
freedom,
idea.
Resistance, and defiance.
I know. I'm gonna buy some here. We're gonna sell at the end of the show. And see how this does.
In 2020, a Black Lives Matter flag, a meme like that would have cooked. That would have gone to 100 mil.
Yeah, I don't know. Straw hats everywhere, apparently. So we're gonna ride with this one over on Rhythm. If you're not trading on Rhythm, bodogos.com/rhythm. Trade alongside of us. We're donating. We're not donating. We're using all the revenue from the first month of trading to buy back Bodogos. So if you want to support Bodogos as well, go to bodogos.com/rhythm, RHYTHM for the spelling impaired, and you can support the dog floor and also maybe make some money, catch some of these runners. We also bought rasmr, Clemente. I gave my thesis for that. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one.
Right.
Let's go.
Imagine if they had meme coins back when Jesus died. Someone's just pumping a Jesus coin to like 1 billion.
Dude, not even rose from the dead. He's back. Like the dev's back. He died. He's back again. That would have been to infinity.
So we see Kind doing well here. We see rasmr doing well here. We are in September, where like any narrative that would be a narrative would start to catch bids. So if that is the case, two things. One, if there's going to be like a creator coin, meme coin, alt season in Q4, so that's A. And B, it happens on pump.fun. Then what you would want to do is long pump fun token and get in the trenches and buy creator coins. And one of them would go to hundreds of millions of dollars.
That is my thesis, Kicks. I think rasmr is the one. And I've been talking about buying it. I finally bought it yesterday. Pump. I mean, we should have told me to buy pump yesterday. I mean, look at this candle. 19%.
Jeez, you know what I'm saying?
5.6 bill. This is clean.
I mean, it's still not a crazy market cap. All things considered. Once again, if they're the one that catches this streamer wave, and they're at 1 billion circulating and they're buying back the token. So it wouldn't be crazy to see it go to 5 billion circulating, 5x from here, and see creator coins do 100x, 1000x's, print millionaires.
Yep. I want exposure to this market. I'm not saying it's like a high percentage chance, but I think risk adjusted returns for this market are going to be very high. And I think you could also make bets down the curve. Like I'm still holding Zora. I'm not holding the Zora token, but I'm holding Zora creators, top Zora creators.
Yeah, because base will need their own version of it, and it could be on Zora.
Exactly. I mean, we're approaching these levels where we bought and we said, damn, I wish I would have bought here when we had this run up.
Yeah,
so,
chart looks like ass.
Yeah, lower lows, lower highs. Not great.
Yeah, but
there's too much money involved in creator capital markets for it to not have a season at some point, right? I do agree with that.
And didn't like Believe have a nice pump yesterday?
But that was to liquidate some shit.
That was a manufactured whale hunting on Hyperliquid.
Oh, cool, good for them.
Someone went in and bought like a ton of all the shorts out and like liquidated somebody for like 7.8 mil on a wick up to
damn, dude,
120.
Yeah, that's rough. Sucks to suck, I guess. But yeah, so you like rasmr.
Clemente had some names on lower caps. What'd you suggest yesterday on the stream, Clemente?
Never Goon is my guy. You know, I'll buy some Never Goon with you, Ray.
Maybe I'll throw
He's
in here
my
too.
guy. I'll buy some
about Yacht?
Nevergoon, and I'm gonna send it to my Phantom wallet, so I don't have to look at it.
How
What about
often do
Yacht?
they stream?
They don't stream. Nevergoon does things where he tries to pick up women,
Oh, that's cool.
and it's pretty funny. He asked if they want to chill at his house. Rasmr does stream every day. Rasmr would be like the top guy. Gainsey might be interesting, I guess.
Gange is a little too old though, maybe.
What about Yacht?
No.
No.
Yeah, I think Gyat is interesting. I mean, Gyat's a 3.5, but he doesn't have it doesn't matter what your Web 2 audience is. What matters is your Web 3, your crypto native audience. That's literally all that matters. Because, yeah, those are the people that are going to be buying the tokens.
Yeah, well, my thought process is Web 2 creators are probably going to drive adoption into creator coins. I think you're going to have to see spilling over into TikTok and these things. Like that's a very like potential jumping off point for this meta to really soar, because we need to see net new buyers, and that's what happens. Remember when we saw like the TikTok meta with like Chill Guy and everything? If you see that with creator coins, I feel like you're going to see some of the Web 2 guys succeed. But the question is like, does Gyat, like, is he like just lower tier in the
Is that
Web
the
2
big ass
creators?
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big booty hoe. I would say, yeah, the really interesting thing is that like just a pure play meme coin, there's usually no like central person driving it, right? It's like a news event or a narrative or whatever, and it's like the community driving it. It is interesting with like the creator coins, right? Is that person, if they can get more, like there's a centralized force behind it. It's sort of like remember Unicorn Fart Dust?
Yep.
And that old guy, and he just like streamed every day.
Basement Ron.
He was kind of the first, dude.
He's the OG creator capital markets.
Is he still streaming these days?
Still going.
I think he is.
Basement Ron. Let's see what he's up to. I'm really curious. I know you have some listeners who are big holders and big fans of Unicorn Fart Dust. I wonder if they're still holding. Let's take a look over. See what Basement Ron's, but he's live right now. Let's go.
There's no way. Wow. There you go, Basement Ron.
Chilling a meme coin partnership right now. Nuts.
Come on.
Kendall.
Ray, we can't hear, by the way.
Oh, you can't? Oh,
No.
God. Okay. Hold on. Let me I'm going to bring him back. Because this guy's like, he's like all the way down the rabbit hole now.
Welcoming with the other good communities out there. Right? And we learn over time, right? We learn about individuals, we learn about communities, we learn about groups, but we can all help each other. There are other great communities out there. Absolutely. Okay. And it only helps all of us, right? 1 + 1 can equal more than 2 in that scenario. So let's keep, like we talked about earlier, let's be kind. Let's be generous. Let me tell you something I learned.
How many times did he get scammed or hacked?
At least once.
3.
At least once. One time he got hacked. I don't know what happened there necessarily. The token's at an all-time low right now.
Yeah, that just seems like in my head I can justify buying this and saying it's the original creator coin. But that sounds like a dumb idea. It sounds way smarter just to buy all the new shit.
Yeah, well, like that's like buying GOAT and saying it's the original AI coin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're in trouble on Rebel Flag Straw Hat.
Yeah, thanks, Ray.
Are you in too?
Yeah, I bought just a little bit. Just so I could go with you.
Buy the Pico top. Yeah,
Yep.
It's all right. Do we average down? We learned to average down on the show.
I'm good.
Rasmr's looking good. Other tokens are looking good. All right. Let's see here. Let's pivot a bit off meme coins. What else do we have to talk about? We had some news come out of Meteora. We have a lot of Meteora LPers. Easy has done a great job of onboarding people into LPing. He has a great tutorial on YouTube that a lot of people have pointed to as being like, hey, how they learned to LP, and it uses Meteora. They announced news about their TGE, some information on their point system. They are now entering TGE readiness mode, announcement mode. But essentially they said, hey, like we don't want to be in this mode forever. Airdrop is coming October. So Met TGE coming October. If you're someone who's been earning those Met points, I know a lot of Bodoggos have been earning those Met points. Looks like we're going to have a little payday come October in the form of an airdrop. So interesting news coming out of Meteora. Kix, do you have you LP'd on Meteora? Are you going to get some of this?
Nope.
No. Clemente?
The only LPing I did through Meteora was buying Libra.
Oh man, maybe there'll be a special Libra victims fund airdropped.
That's what I'll be looking for as a reimbursement for the $8,000 I lost on Libra.
All right, Bachelor Society. I would love to claim Kong, but unfortunately, they're the worst NFT project in the world, and they removed me from the list, and it's all claimed out. So
very suspicious that everything claimed out. Who's selling if no one can claim? Who's just been selling this chart? Dude, this is a wild chart.
It's not good.
$15 million market cap.
I heard people coming out and saying that it was like they were expecting $2 billion out of this token.
I mean, whoever did that said that is literally mentally ill. Should we buy this here?
Hold on a second. We're getting reports that you need a refresh and you could get the token. Hold on. Is this a buy? Is this a buy right now?
Dude, straight up, like, okay, is that 15 mil? What? It's going to go down to Coinbase was tweeting about this. Or not Coinbase, OpenSea.
Yeah, they partnered with OpenSea for this. OpenSea volume was the metric for the airdrop.
I mean, we have Kicks. What do you think? Are we crazy here?
Buying? I don't fucking know, man. I'm thinking more about creator capital markets in my head right now. Creator coin markets, Capital Crane, internet capital creators. There you go.
On the wrong account. I can claim 1650 tokens. So yeah, this is absolutely a buy. We love Cyberkongz. What are we talking about here? This is a steal. No, I'm kidding. I'm absolutely kidding.
I haven't even checked if I got an airdrop. How much would I have gotten? Is it even worth claiming?
All right, let's take a look. 1650 Kong.
$26, Ray.
$26.
Yeah.
So not worth the gas to claim.
I'm not even fucking with this shit.
I have to pay my accountant for another transaction.
Is there like a Dune spreadsheet where I could just see how much I should get to see if I should even try?
Yes. Well, you can just go to the site and connect your wallet.
I don't want to do that right now unless it's worth it.
Okay. If you go into Bodoggo Discord and search Dune, someone shared a dashboard that had your
allocation, estimated allocation.
Yeah, well, not allocation. So like it's your volume on OpenSea. So if you've done $100,000 on OpenSea, you would get basically a 10x allocation.
Yeah, I did way more than that.
What do you say?
Some mainnet.
I did way more than 100,000
since 2023. Yeah,
I saw my pudgy.
Yeah, I'd say that might work. I mean, that's a decent chunk there. I probably have like millions of dollars of volume on OpenSea over since 2021, but not since 2023. So yeah, check your airdrop allocations for Kong. It's open now. If you're having issues before, you'll be able to claim now. It looks like. Other news today. There's a ton of like little small hitters here. I'm just going to go through some quick hitters. You can get all this information into your inbox every day if you subscribe to the Daily Bone podcast. You can subscribe over at dailybones.com. You get access to all the newsletters Monday through Saturday, Saturday being a week update. So if you just want to, check in once a week, you can just open the Saturday email and you get all of the top stories from the week. Quick hitters from the last 24 hours. Metaplanet announced a $1.4 billion discounted share offering with proceeds earmarked to buy more Bitcoin. Big raise from Metaplanet. Stock kind of tanked. Kindly MD committed $30 million to that offering. Big news out of the CBOE. They're going to launch Ethereum and Bitcoin futures, 10-year future contracts coming to the CBOE for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Trump's Truth Social dropped news that they're going to allow their users to convert their gems into Chronos tokens. If you remember, they had the Crypto.com partnership CRO token pumped on that news. Maybe a little bit of sell pressure coming here. SharpLink Gaming started their $1.5 billion share buyback. They decided it's better to buy shares than to buy ETH right now. Sol Strategies announced their NASDAQ listing and their ticker STKE. So another Sol DAT is coming to the NASDAQ. Kraken expanded their X stocks offerings to Europe. DOGE, a DOGE ETF is getting ready to launch tomorrow. So another big ETF tomorrow. So that's going to be interesting to watch.
Pull up the Doge chart.
Jarvis, pull up the Doge chart.
Pulling up. Beep, pop, boop, pop.
What's his name? Elio Trades was like, this is a double wedge breakout
On Doge?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. I can draw some
Me
lines,
either,
though.
but it's provocative.
It's
Could
price
go to
go up.
all-time highs.
Let's make a wedge. Hey, there's a wedge, right?
And
Looks
then he
it's
like
gonna break out of
zoomed
it.
out and like showed like a wedge before that wedge.
Like a double wedge.
Yeah, I don't know how.
And you said, okay, there's one wedge. Then you said, I don't even know what he did here. Would you do like one of these?
No, maybe you could just pull up his thing. Let me find it.
I'm just playing.
It looked cool. However you try, like that's the problem with TA, dude. You know, I was like, I don't know
how
what.
cool can you make it look?
Yeah, I was like, wow, this looks really cool.
This isn't right. What's his?
Here it is, right here. The good old double wedge. I just put it in chat.
I can't find him.
That's
All
a
right,
fake guy.
Yeah,
I just sent it
the
to you.
wannabe Elio Trades. Oh yeah, look at that double. That's close to what I did. That's very close to what I did.
Yeah,
That
you're a
was
good
bottom line.
TAer, dude.
Yeah. Screaming alt season.
You guys were right on buying Kongs. It went 50% up from the bottom.
Oh my god, no, it did not. I didn't buy it. There was gas. I was like, dude, this thing's on mainnet ETH. I had to pay like $10 in gas to buy that shit. There you go.
Oh man. Okay. So Doge, is Doge a buy here? Is the question. So like
No,
what
I'm
I
not
do
buying
is to do this. You did this instead. I don't know. I'm just gonna get rid of these lines. I don't know. If you think we're gonna have a crazy Q4, like maybe one of the safer bets you can make is just full porting Doge and then just fucking off till January 1st. Like all time. I mean, at least local high feels possible, and that's a 2x from here.
Yeah.
Q4 feeling bullish. Okay. Remaining stories. Vietnam approved a 5-year trial period for crypto trading platforms. Grayscale filed for a Bitcoin Cash, a Litecoin, and an HBAR ETF. Clainsars introduced staking, and Bubble Maps exposed how a single entity claimed $170 million of the MYX token through 100 wallets freshly created. $170 million on this one. Love a good Bubble Maps breakdown. I don't even know what the MYX token is or how you could even own $170 million worth of it. But apparently somebody did.
Airdrop stibblers, man, are just a different level, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't want to call it a scam, but like, I mean, it seems very scammy. I feel like we first started talking about like story protocol and IP as a scam, but now that I understand more, it's like, okay, well, maybe this makes sense. But this one came out of nowhere to a massive 3.5 billion FDV, and I still don't know what they do.
Yeah, mix finance, my ex finance, to hide your money from your ex. No, it says it's a perps thing where the future of perpetuals happen.
Gotcha. So all the buzzwords right now.
Powered by Pith.
Okay. I mean, that means they just use the Pith Oracle. So like, I mean, you have to use an Oracle.
It's a hyper liquid competitor.
So we fought him, right? Yeah, so $170 million sibbled out of that airdrop from one entity. That finishes off all of the quick hitters for the day. Catch them at dailybones.com. Sign up for the newsletter. I write it every single morning. Hopefully you enjoy it if you sign up. Anything else you guys want to chat about before we wrap today?
No, sir.
No, I think it was a great chat, dude. I'm excited. Oh, PO just texted open or message open is looking good. Love that. 632.
Ask him if Ray should buy. Ray wants to know if you should buy.
He doesn't want you to buy. He only wants people to buy that truly believe in it. He doesn't like that I bought because he knows I'm going to sell
it. Oh, man.
He has been low-key hitting bangers on stocks. I'm going to be honest. Dude's on fire. He's been talking about iron. Iron's up 75% in the last month.
Yeah.
There's another one he was talking about, Cypher mining, I believe.
It's a real proper alt season, dude, huh?
Up 2x. I mean, stocks are the real PVE. You know what I'm saying?
Cypher up 6% today, 106% in the past month, 200% in the past 6 months. Very nice.
I don't even know how to spell cipher.
I got his Robinhood wallet on my copy trader though, so I see whenever he buys stuff. So I just buy what he buys.
I think
I
they're
saw
doing
there's
that.
a copy trader feature now on Robinhood.
There is?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was like a big thing that happened. Robinhood copy trader. Jarvis, pull up the Robinhood copy trader information on Twitter. Yeah, they had like a summit yesterday, and it's a new autopilot. I don't know if it's the Nancy Pelosi one got released, like the copy trader here.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna have their own entry in the space, Robinhood Social, a new feature that will allow users to copy trade, essentially. So that came out yesterday out of their summit, and Hood I think is up on the day after. Like I think it was bullish news. I haven't dove into what happened at their summit, but Robinhood's now sitting at all-time highs, 122. So congrats again to everybody as I sat sidelined over this entire run from $30 to $120.
Crypto is pretty fucking boring when stocks are doing shit like this, huh?
Yep.
Dude, straight up. Straight up.
All right, everyone. That's going to do it for today's show. I had a lot of fun today. Hopefully you did as well. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a retweet on Spaces. We do this podcast Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms, Apple, Spotify. Watch us on YouTube. See what we're talking about in real time. See our charts. See me